Man, I don't know how many. I'm gonna stop saying it, but we late. But who are we really late to our own show?
Yes.
No. Are we really late to our own production? No.
Yes.
That's why you can't find whatever you're looking for.
Lighter?
That's what you can't. That's why you can't find it. Ain't nobody gonna help you because of that.
Is this live?
Yeah.
I'm once again asking you to donate a lighter to me, Bernie.
Sorry. We have a special announcement from obviously the Boston Police Department. Because they're being exceptionally loud today.
They be rude motherfuckers, I tell you.
They just be loud.
First responders, some rude motherfuckers.
First responders, you're gonna die.
I tell you, first responders are rude because you be trying to have a conversation and the next thing you know, ambulance come in like,
you know you're gonna go to my room if you know there's the lighters in my room.
No, I know. I just wanted to sit there.
I was like, is he really stopping because there's no lighter in this room? No. I was like really confused by that.
To be a menace.
I just wanted to be a menace for a little bit.
Do you want to show your face?
No, I just really thought you were like, oh, I can't find the lighter. It's over. Like,
well.
Well, people are here probably or something. I can't see. The thing about this green screen situation is that we can't see like how many people are watching anymore on every like platform at once.
Watching.
Haley,
it shows you right there.
Where? Oh, I see
on that
now.
screen. I hate technology. It makes you feel stupid.
But yeah, anyway. So if you don't know where you are by now, I guess I better tell you. Welcome to Insert Name Here, brought to you in full technicolor. Anyway, we're back again.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, so this is Alejandra. I'm Malachi, and we're here again for another week. Y'all know, like, I need you guys to understand that it doesn't matter how long we do this shit. The shit just doesn't work off jump. It doesn't. Almost ever. Like, ever. But,
you know, we get a new camera, the camera nowhere no work. We get a new mic, the mic no wanna work. Although this is our old mic, but we move the mic, it turned off. Green screen, we trying to be in front of City Hall to make jokes, to make haha. Not in front, we're trying to be in City Hall.
In the council chambers.
This is the second time you've done this.
In and out, outside.
No,
I do it all the time.
When you go, yeah. So we had to get the green screen with Bernie up, and then last week, and then Malaysia was like, no. Bernie is our guest. We'll lie about anything, but we'll tell you the truth about things you do not know the truth about.
Like, 100 is a suspicious folk.
I know, sus ass.
Bruh, but yeah, anyway, we're in the council chambers. As you know, we taking over. Y'all, who listened to that long ass shit yesterday? Because I did, and it was long. Okay. And every time I came back, it was still happening.
Are we gonna start with that? Because I titled this episode
I was gonna start first with our sad stuff, because we always start sad. Henry Tapia, also known as Henny, who is a black man from Boston. He was killed in a road rage incident in Belmont, yeah. And yeah, a white man shouted racial slurs at him and then used his truck to mow him down, and, murder him. It was very... He's
since been arrested, this white man. He basically he turned himself in like right after, because you kind of, I think homie was in his car when he like rammed into him with his truck, but a truck ramming into a car is obviously not going to be great. But he turned himself in because he knew he fucked up. So they're probably going to put more charges on him, for the racial stuff, as well as, the murder. So that's horrible.
He was, Henny was known for, like, what was the organization? Was it, not Bikes, Not Bombs. What's the other organization?
It was some word that I had never seen before.
It was...
Was it a game? No.
Well, yeah, he was a gamer. But he was also affiliated with some bike organization
that
in Boston.
I didn't know. I wish I had the tweet that you sent me about him.
Yeah, I forgot to put it on the thing.
Yeah, but yeah, he was obviously killed 2 weeks ago at this point. I don't know what day it was because of the way they reported it. This is the issue with reporting. People don't be reporting shit properly, so the date's not on here. But he was killed sometimes last week after getting attacked by this white man.
Yeah, we're talking. It might be in there. Click that. We're talking about.
Yeah, this is that's the only thing I saw.
Yeah. I swore there was a picture of him with a bunch of because he was like a non-profit organizer too. He was like a community organizer as well, I believe. But yeah. Rest Scott and Pache to Henry Tapia.
Facts. Fuck that white man.
Like it's so ridiculous how somebody can just devalue your life so easily. Like just from getting mad in a car. Like we're Bostonians, niggas be mad on the fucking road. We be very upset. But murdering somebody.
Like you can get out of your car and yell at me, but to kill me?
So and obviously, if you're shouting racial slurs at somebody, you're clearly at the point where you're like, I just don't give a fuck. But
yeah, that was really sad.
Anyway.
And it was very low key and people didn't really know about it until I saw one tweet and then suddenly there were more news stories covering it. But I
also gotta say, WBUR is doing way better local
local news coverage
nowadays. They do alright, but they're doing way better last year, this year. And the Globe is ass.
When I look for news stories, I usually go to WBUR. I go to the Bay State Banner, but the Bay State Banner, obviously, its flaw is that it only comes out once a week, so I don't get more news coverage.
Facts.
And then I go to the Globe, but the Globe never has anything that matters locally, usually. It usually has shit stories, but WBUR be doing that thing.
Yes. Justice.
Facts.
For Henry.
Imprison that man forever. I don't care.
Our lives are worth more. You
can't just. I don't know. To kill somebody in a fit of road rage, it just that's how racist you have to be.
Right.
Because to kill somebody in road rage.
Privilege. What a ridiculous amount of privilege. Somebody, you're just driving your car. Relax. Nobody
relax.
Anyway, but yes. So yeah, we're at City Hall.
Yes, me and Malachi / Malaysia, we are the co-presidents of the Boston City Hall now. We are the City Council. Yes, no, we are the City Hall.
We are the City Hall.
Because it took us so goddamn long to figure out what this place was called. The tape is now showing. Okay, so we're here for a reason. Wait, what was that we're supposed to do? Oh, no. Actually, we're fucking this whole shit up. Politicians are trying to kill us.
Oh, we're going in order?
Yeah, let's try and go in order. I don't know why.
Boy, howdy. City Hall's really falling apart, if you ask me.
Yeah, you see that thing, man? It looked like a prison.
from the inside and out.
Right?
Ooh, that's a metaphor?
I think so.
Yeah.
And also, literally. It's falling apart.
Yeah. And you know who else is going to be falling apart? All of us inside when we all get COVID, because I was gonna say Marty Walsh is not his fault right now.
It's gonna be so hard to stop complaining about Marty Walsh.
I did say it was his fault here too. I forgot why. But politicians are ending the stay-at-home advisory. So most notably our state and also California.
Yo, Gavin Newsom. I'm trying to figure out the pathology that's going on in his brain meat.
They've decided though we ain't got no more money for unemployment. So what y'all gotta do is go to work And if you die...
You die?
You die. I don't quite understand the pathway to thought.
I just think it's funny. Like, I just don't understand why they think that if as many people like that could get infected in Massachusetts, if all those people get infected and even a small portion of them dies, that's a lot of people. Like, that will drastically affect our state economy. It'll affect like jobs, like, you know, positions being open and stuff like that, and like not positions you want open. Probably will kill mad teachers. Like I don't know.
If you think about it,
come closer if you're gonna talk.
What's the demographic of people in the city of Boston who have died from COVID?
It's like, well, they're all black and brown mainly.
Because I'm just thinking like the percentage of people. There's less than 1 million people in Boston. So if 70,000 people die from COVID, that's 10% of the population of Boston. That's not good. Like 10%.
Man.
Think about that. 10% of people, 10% of your constituents in the city of Boston.
Dead.
I think they have so little value for like
human
poor
life.
people, brown people, people who don't have power, that they don't even get that without us, they're fucked too. They don't understand. They don't see it. I'm like, okay, so, but who do you think is going to be working at Stop and Shop then?
Facts.
Like, who do you think is going to be working there?
My question is, wasn't Gavin Newsom one of the people who were in the forefront of like taking this seriously?
I mean, at first.
That's my point.
And then they started saying, "Oh, we're gonna recall you because you kept the state closed." And for some reason, that seemed to scare him.
Yeah, they all got scared. All of them are scared now.
It's wild to me. Like, what was the point of electing a new administration to president if like y'all don't even act like y'all act like Trump is gonna come in and smack you himself? Like,
don't look at what I'm doing. I'm listening to you and reacting to things on Twitter.
I just don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
I
also I don't get how Gavin Newsom gonna be like, oh, essential workers, they don't need no vaccine. They can be the last group. That's okay. Like, I understand healthcare workers first. Duh. Everybody understands that. And like elderly people, we get that. But like, essential workers are kind of important because I just want you to know that if nobody is in the grocery store, you will not be getting the groceries. Like, do you know that humans, they work in the plant where the animals and the fruit go through? They work there. So if there's no people, you're not going to get the food. You know who drives the food to the store? That's a human also. Usually
an overweight human, usually a human with diabetes and other chronic conditions. Like, drivers don't be healthy.
If a human gets COVID and dies, I'm telling you that they can't drive trucks anymore. If you were wondering.
Wait. So you're telling me if I die right now?
Yes.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
When I wake up dead?
Yes.
I can't drive a truck?
Correct. I mean, you can probably drive a truck with Jesus.
That's some old bullshit.
That's some old bullshit.
Jesus. That's some old bullshit. Because if I'm gonna drive with Jesus, it's gonna be in a truck. And it's going to be when I'm alive.
Hey, guess what? I'm an FBI.
Firm believer in Jesus.
What?
Firm believer.
She's a firm believer
in Jesus. FBI.
Yeah, but gyms, museums, movie theaters are opening. I don't know why you would go to a gym, a museum,
or a
movie theater.
Yo, imagine me like, okay, it's been a whole year. I've been in the house. You know what I need to do? You know what I must do? Go to the Science Museum. That's what I must do.
What movie is gonna come out to movie theaters that you so badly need to see? I need to know.
The dog.
The dog?
The dig. The dig.
The dig.
What's that one about? Go look it up. I want to see what the dig about.
It's probably about the big dig.
Oh, damn it. It is about the big dig.
This is not about the big dig. I'm cursing both of you.
Thank God it's not. Are they making a movie about that? That's why you fucked me up, because I'm pretty sure Mark Wahlberg is making a damn movie about the big dig.
Oh, well, we're going to make a movie about the dig.
What's this? Now I'm intrigued on it. It's about something in England.
It's a historical drama, so it's not worth seeing in theaters.
Oh, I actually saw a trailer for this. I will watch this when it's on HBO Max.
It's a historical
It's
drama.
coming out on Netflix. What are you talking about?
Okay, look. This is the list we came off of, you whore. What is coming out to movie theaters? It shouldn't have given me something that is coming to Netflix.
The Dig.
You're the one that brought us to this.
Am I the one who brought you to that?
Yes.
But yeah, so for some reason, I guess seeing movies inside a building with other people who will kill you with their germs is more important than not dying from germs.
Softly.
With his viral infection.
With Corona.
I am a firm believer in all the things that I need to see that are going to a movie theater. I can wait until they come out on Disney Plus and or they're coming out on HBO Max at the same time. So fuck it, movie theaters. And the Smithsonian's free online. I don't need to go to any museum. And also, what's the other one? Gyms. Guess what?
What?
I can lift my own body weight.
Jesus Christ, King, that was bad.
What was I gonna say?
No.
Yeah, I was.
No, I can't.
How many? I'm gonna look up how many people in Massachusetts have died from this coronavirus, just to put it in perspective.
Didn't you give me something like that? You sent me something
I
about
did send you something.
You should look up in Massachusetts and then specifically in Boston.
Coronavirus.
Okay, so on coronavirus and people trying to kill us, this vaccine rollout,
The Boston Globe said it went great, but in Boston there's only a shits in South Boston. Also there have been 14,000 deaths from coronavirus.
have there been 1,000 in Boston, or am I tweaking?
In Suffolk County there's been 1,500. So
yeah, 1,500 people dead within our county.
You know it sucks that teachers have to campaign to get vaccines and parents want their kids to go back to school. Teachers should have the vaccine.
You know what's messed up? Black parents and brown parents don't want their kids to go back to school.
Facts. It's
Like
not white people.
Not at all. Like places like West Roxbury. I don't know about Southie, but probably places like that those are the people who want their kids to go to school. Speaking of school, I need them to explain to me. I've been seeing a lot of conservatives say this. The Chicago Public Schools tried it, where they say that children, like, they're like, oh, schools are not a way coronavirus is transmitted. How? Does it not involve humans inside a building with the windows not working very close by? Like, what?
The windows not working.
Like, are they not people? Are children aliens? Like, what?
No, see, what's going on here is in Chicago.
Oh God.
There's see what you got here is you have a group of people who go inside of a building.
You're too like Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You're not Chicago. They be rough.
Kane's canceled. Continuing on. Canceled. You had a Midwestern accent. That wasn't a Chicago accent.
So you can be from the Midwest and have the Wisconsin accent and still live in
I hate it. You sound like Sarah Palin now.
It gets worse. It gets progressively worse every time.
It gets progressively worse until I start talking like I'm from Ireland.
Oh no!
I mean,
you
we
sound like the Lucky Charms.
Okay, we got.
Lock the door, like locking behind him. Like
Nothing.
shoot.
King gonna get us banned off of this internet.
Bro, we're trying to stream on Facebook. You talking about racial slurs?
Okay, but talking about teachers having trouble getting access to the vaccine, like childcare providers, they weren't even on the list. They're not on the list of the priority. Actively dealing with kids every day.
Oh no, excuse me, but if kids in schools can't pass it, clearly toddlers can't pass it at all, because they're even less people than like elementary schoolers who can't pass it because we say so because they want their kids to go back to school. Like it's killing me. Ted Cruz is like, but it's been proven that that's not the way that it's passed. Well, no, it hasn't. Like, what are you talking? You just making shit up. Like,
it's been proven. Yet most children within this country are not back to school. How is it proven if most of the children are not?
It's
back
funny
in school?
that was proven when a bunch of schools opened and they had to close because everybody got the coronavirus. And I think this asymptomatic transition is still kicking people ass. Like, it's been a year. Y'all don't understand that you don't have to be coughing to have it. Like, what's confusing about that?
If I'm not, actually, what is it? Kev on Stage and That Chick Angel were talking about that today. They were like people in places like Atlanta, they probably will be asymptomatic and just be like, oh, whatever, it doesn't mean anything because I'm not sick. And I'm like, no, it means something. Being asymptomatic is a danger to everybody around you.
You can literally pass the coronavirus. Like, you can pass it. Like,
and it's passed so easily, like, just, like, us talking.
It's more, like, infectious than other disease. Like, the flu doesn't pass that easily. Like, it passes easily, but even the flu doesn't pass as easily as this.
Yes, it's much more contagious than, like, things like the flu, especially when we have the new strains
that are getting more contagious. And California itself has a new strain. Again, back to Gavin Newsom. Like, what's the pathology?
So we have a British one. I saw one that's from South Africa, and I saw one from Cali now.
Yeah.
So we have 3 different new strains. Along with just the original one we're already battling. And you trying to open everything, trying to have kids licking each other like they be doing in school.
And this is before everybody has even been vaccinated. We're not even at like 90, we're not even at 70% vaccination in this country. Like, how are we talking about opening? Like, this is the same herd immunity strategy Donald Trump tried, is it not? Is Joe Biden just gonna let these states open? I understand that we've reached a point because of our negligence, the negligence of our government and people in charge. We've reached a point where X amount of people, however many it is, 600,000 or 700, however many it is, those people are gonna die. Like, there's a certain number of people that are just gonna die because of the amount of infections we have already and all that stuff we didn't do months ago, right? But that doesn't mean that it's like, oh, like, okay, those people are gonna die, so yeah, it's just gonna stop. Like, more people can die too. Like, it doesn't, just because like this is the worst case scenario and it's like whatever, it doesn't mean that it can't get worse. Like, more people can die. Like, what if the next strain is really actually like more
death, like zombie death? Yes.
More kill you, more like
kill you.
What if it's more kill you, more? Like, not 14 days. I'm just lounging around for 14 days. All of a sudden, I'm like, my chest is exploding. What if the shit is all right? 2 days, you're dead. Like, some diseases do that. I think people like science. Maybe science has gone too far because we've reached a point where people think that they can control things that they can't control. Like, you're not gonna not get the coronavirus just because you're mad about it, just because you don't feel like staying home anymore. Like, I'm just confused. I'm really confused by it. Like, I think that it's gonna be really interesting after this is done. Because like I said, we're primed to have more people die than, like, more Americans in one fell swoop than the Civil War. That's what I'm thinking. We're gonna be 1 million people dead by the end of this. And that is a lot of people. That is a lot. And I don't know, maybe it doesn't feel like a lot of people to some people, but that there will be a demonstrable effect. Like, I don't know if it's because we have however many million in this country.
No.
But there will be there will be a demonstrable, like, feeling effect of 1 million people dead in 1 year, 2 years.
And this isn't like, I know people like to just...
And plus all the other people just die regularly. There's other people who just die regularly. This is on top of the people who die normally. Like, no, other people not just going to stop dying because corona.
Hey, Malaysia. Kids are killing themselves because they can't go to school. What should we do about that?
Well, my suggestion is send them to school and then they get coronavirus and then they die. That's my suggestion. And then their parent, no. In fact, they fine. They just kill their grandma. instead.
Ah.
Got it. Not like literally. That was a
Does
headline.
that make their depression go away?
That I feel like me personally, I might be a little sadder if I gave my grandma COVID, but all my grandmas are dead now, so maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't know anymore. Maybe if they were here now, I'd be perfectly fine with giving them COVID.
I don't know. Okay, so what we're referencing is this article that me and Malaysia read. Came across on Twitter where it was at Las Vegas times or
Las
something?
Vegas. There was people were like, there are so many like youth suicides going up this year or last year. There were a lot of suicides because not because folks are. It's not because folks are at home. Like the way they frame it is very strange. Like if there's abuse in the household, they didn't kill themselves because they're not going to school. They killed themselves because they're being abused. Like, if there's no food, like they didn't kill themselves because they're not getting school lunch. They killed themselves because they didn't have any food. Like, what's confusing about that? And like, also, I'm just amazed at the suggestion that school is the a supportive place for people in mental health crisis. That's amazing to me. That's an interesting suggestion to make to me.
Me would just like to point out that the likelihood of somebody, like a large percentage of your student population wanting to like commit suicide over being at home due to coronavirus is probably not that high. It's usually other factors that you won't address at school.
Right. That you don't address, that you were not addressing already.
That are accentuated
because of my thing about it is also, can niggas not be depressed, my nigga?
No.
The world is sucky.
No, you cannot be depressed.
Thank you, James.
Thanks, James.
We worked hard. Too bad, you know.
But yes, you cannot be depressed. They rather stick you at school where you'll still be depressed because for some children, I'm guessing normal-minded children, to be quite honest, you'll carry the fear
that you're gonna kill somebody. Like,
and so if you're depressed about just life, let's add the anxiety factor that you'll have / paranoia factor of not knowing if you'll make somebody sick, not knowing if you'll get sick.
That's the thing. Also, it's also just a stressful. This is a stressful time in the world. Like, I don't understand why. I understand why. I know exactly why. But like we act like no one has a reason to be like stressed or concerned or like maybe not working at the capacity.
Dare you be
like,
depressed? How dare you be depressed? Your whole life has been
another thing is like school at its best is a fucking cesspool.
It's terrible.
It's disgusting.
Of germs, of depression, like germs, regular school.
Bullying.
Well, if you just think about it on a biological, well, everything's biological in this conversation, but like fucking virus, germs, it is kind of mad kids don't wash their hands after.
I mean, mad schools just don't even have soap. Even if you want to wash your hands.
They don't have soap. They don't have a way for you to dry your hands.
Toilet
paper towels.
They don't have shit.
Like,
I had to sneak and use the teacher's bathroom to like go to the bathroom.
Man, like the windows don't open. You be burning up. Yo, imagine being in the winter, being in BLA with a raging pandemic. First of all, I wouldn't have been going to school personally, but with a raging pandemic in BLA, that building,
I would have gotten my goal. I would have been homeschooled like I wanted to be in 9th grade or 8th grade when I hated school.
Bro, I would not have been at that school. That's the thing. Like, that's all. Like, that's the question about that.
Okay,
like,
no, but like the thought of Malaysia in high school showing up to school during coronavirus would be hilarious. Like, you'd be lucky to see Malaysia outside near Walgreens for that whole time.
It's a live video. Interrupted for a second. I got scared, but it came back.
So that's just that.
But yeah, like I just
I don't know. It's confusing.
I don't.
And what makes it more confusion, yes, confusion is the best word to describe this, is that our vaccine rollout is of course inequitable. So by that I mean that in Massachusetts specifically, we have no central system. Other states have a centralized system where you can just go to this one website, find a location near you that works best, see if like you're in the age range or whatever to get the vaccine, and you just go for it. here, because we partnered with Walgreens and CVS, which was a mistake. Every state that partnered with Walgreens and CVS to roll out this vaccine.
Because stop including private corporations in government shit, especially health.
Blowing up our audio.
And health care. Please, I'm begging.
It's blow up the microphone worthy though.
I'm begging.
At this point, why are you capitalizing on health? At this point,
I mean Charlie
at this
Baker's
point, they started from the get-go to prioritize off of it.
It makes sense being in Boston and like the way it makes sense. It makes sense. But it makes sense and it doesn't make sense. It makes sense in like if you look at like patterns of Massachusetts, I think that we would do that, but
when you have a dumb Republican governor,
it doesn't make sense because you have also health clinics all over.
We literally it's Massachusetts. We got hospitals, we got colleges, we got clinics, we got
there's like those emergency care well centers that are everywhere throughout the state. There's so many different areas that didn't have to be necessarily
mass health.
CVS.
Think about the fact that we have a whole mass health and no department where we can organize a damn public.
You already know you can't even call mass health and get.
Well, that's I'm saying I'm not understand it's so ridiculous. Like it's really ridiculous, and people can chill in their little areas. Charlie Baker can chill in Swampscott, feeling like he's never gonna get the damn coronavirus. Okay, have fun, bro. Have fun.
He lives in the same fucking bubble. That's why.
Have fucking fun, bro.
Also,
we'll
along with that, I have since added, after having to add. Oh, this was something I was gonna tweet today, but it's so gross to me that in this year and like with everything that happened last year, we still had to like. Michelle Wu and other politicians and advocacy groups had to advocate to have centers and sites to get vaccines put in Boston. In the hardest hit areas. So, in Roxbury and Dorchester, they had to petition. I don't know where they're going to put it. It's at some church center. But they're putting a vaccine site there. But they had to, petition to get that stuff. And you had to basically beg to do it. In 2021, I shouldn't have to beg for one of the hardest hit areas in the state to have a vaccine site.
What are we thinking here? Like, if we're trying to stop the spread of this virus, isn't a rational thing to do is to start at where the virus is most prevalent? Yeah, this is where the virus is most prevalent. Me, where I am right now, this around here. This is where it's most prevalent. Like South Boston, when people they're not essential workers. They're niggas is working from their houses. Like they're not going out every fucking day. They're not bagging your groceries.
Basket. They're not working at Walgreens,
they're not pumping
CVS.
They're not selling you gas. They're not pharmacists working at CVS. Like that's us, bro.
And they really were trying to, it didn't make sense, even if their plan was to have it in another stage, not have it in the first stage. That's the issue that will kill me the most, is that even if it wasn't a further plan, it didn't make sense to have it in a further plan. We should have been the first place. One of these communities, whether it be whichever community it was, it should have been the one that was having COVID problems. And I would like people to know, even if our community is not getting it at high numbers, offer it anyways. This is where I'm having large issues with the vaccine, because a lot of us here, we're still doubtful on getting it or not. My mom got it, but her arms hurt for pretty much a week straight, and that's not great. But there's still so much unknown, but I still would like the option of having it when our city is being destroyed by it.
Especially if they want us to be voting for mayor 4 times. What I was gonna say before we jump into that is that also that's another reason why I don't understand the opening the states before we fully vaccinate people, because then when there's a new COVID variant out that isn't the same as that vaccine, there's gonna be a bunch of anti-vaxxers saying the shit is fake, and it's just a bad situation. Everything they do makes it worse. They haven't done anything that hasn't made it worse.
If you think about it, right? Didn't Biden say he's gonna try to get 100 million vaccinated
by April or something.
By April. Why not everyone?
Because he literally can't.
Yeah, there's just not enough.
There's not enough.
He just literally, it's not enough vaccine, clearly not enough infrastructure. Like, he's like, oh, Trump left me with nothing, as you should have known. Because the man said this shit was fake. Like, what was he going to have this whole he just had it in his back pocket, a whole comprehensive plan, because that's Donald Trump. He plans things.
Also, the fact that Biden wasn't, like, they didn't let his administration in the normal time that, like, right after you win, you're usually given that time to start prepping right away. He wasn't given that time, so we lost, like, 2 months of really important time that should have been spent with Biden's team working on, like, this stuff, and now they're playing, like, catch up to, like, make it better. So that's really what's fucking it up. Also, I read in California specifically, a lot of hospital workers are not taking the vaccine. Yeah. Are electing not to, and rightfully so. It's your body, your choice. You should be able to do what you want with it.
Joe Biden is a liar. Joe Biden is a bald-faced liar. And his supporters are assholes.
That believed he was gonna walk in and give us that money. Like. If anything, I was like, if you give it to me, that's God bless.
Yo, I was like, yeah, he's gonna say we're definitely gonna have to fight him to get this money. And look at where we at, bro. Talk about, oh no!
I think that's what the canceling student debt pushes for. TBH.
What?
I think that's why he's pushing canceling student debt so early now, probably so that he
hasn't been pushing it.
Well, I mean, I keep seeing all these ads about fucking pushing student debt.
I think that's more from people. Biden hasn't said he's still very much on just canceling like 10,000 or a little bit number like that.
But still, like.
And we're not paying them until September, so student loans have nothing to do with anything right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Also,
because one of his first executive actions was to delay it until September.
Oh.
Also, I like Joe Biden. It's amazing to me. I wish I could talk to somebody who would be like one of Joe Biden's advisors, so I could say to them, you don't have to care about us, but like, please understand that Joe Biden will be the most popular president in the history of America if he just helps us a little bit, just a little bit. Like, this is a historic time of people suffering. And this man, we just got rid of this son of a bitch who can't do shit. Just couldn't do shit. Just all he could do was cut taxes and start. Well, that's all he could do. Like, and eat McDonald's and watch Fox News. That's all he could do. Like, just got rid of that. And you want to talk about unity and shut up. That's it. Unity and shut up. Like, that's what he's on right now. Like, I mean, yes, it's important that you're doing climate shit. That's very important. We want you to do it right now as soon as possible. But like, here's a problem. Like, there's a right now problem we having right now. Like, maybe had you been like inaugurated like this time, in 2018 or something, then we climate shit first. You got it, bro. Right. But right now, like, niggas is dying. You know, like, and you could stop it. You could stop a lot of us. Yeah. Not everybody. Again, like I said, not everybody, because like we're past the curve. We're too far to stop it all. Yeah. But he could save a lot of people, and and at this point he's choosing not to. He's choosing not to. The fact that he didn't just offer, the fact that his bill wasn't just clean $2,000 checks recurring. That's the first thing that should have just been the first bill alone. Nothing on top of it. Nothing that will make the Republicans say, we have to negotiate for 15 weeks. No. Like, it should have just been $2,000 recurring checks until this shit is over. That's it. No means tested. No. Like, it's amazing that they want to do means testing now. All of a sudden, they don't give a fuck when Jeff Bezos don't pay a single damn dime in taxes. They don't care. Right. They don't care when these corporations don't pay taxes. They don't care. But, a possibility that maybe a rich family will get $2,000 they don't need. Oh, that'll be the end of it, right? And the rest of us who need it will get it too. Oh, come on, can't be.
Also, it's hilarious because we all have read all those MSNBC articles where they're like, a family making $100,000 can't make it on their income, so everybody dead ass need that.
And
2000.
that's true.
I don't know. Like
that's a great roll into that. There was an article today. I don't know when it was from, but this person is doing on Vox. They're doing a whole series about the middle class in America, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so they're talking today about the hollow black middle class. And you know, I need y'all to understand that when somebody talks about like a systematic issue that affects like a community on the whole, they're not saying that all black people are poor or that you yourself can't afford something, or like also it doesn't mean that people are just living out of their means. That's not what that means. Like they were like, what do you mean? This is racist. I can't believe you would say that that is a hollow middle class. I'm like, did you read the article where it was like talking about wealth disparity? Do you know what wealth is? This is the problem. This is the problem with people, is that they read a word and they don't know what it means, but they decide that they do know what it means and they don't go look it up. Like they're just like, oh no, I feel like it means this. Like See, no.
That's okay when you take in the SATs.
Like,
that's okay on the MCAS. That's okay when you need to infer real quick. But when you have Google, when you have...
You're sitting on your phone on Twitter. Just look up what this some person said this word I never heard of.
On your iPhone, if you highlight a word properly, I don't even know how to be doing it all the time, but sometimes you highlight a word, it'll take you to the dictionary and it'll be like, this what it means. Yeah.
Bro, if you got Google, you say, okay, Google, what's this word? Like, what's this word? Like, what is it?
Yeah, that's the only time. The only time I misuse words is when I speak. When I speak and I'm not looking at my phone. I don't get, like, what, like, are you confused by, like, research? What's confusing to you? Like, what's confusing about the fact that black people on average have less wealth than white? We know that. Like, that's like why we're mad.
Like
if you're a black person and you're not mad at the system,
it was very shocking today.
You wouldn't understand that, I would say.
They were like, I'm in Atlanta and there's only black middle class around me. That also doesn't negate what they were talking about. Like, they were talking about, yes, these people, they're making $200,000 a year, they can live in their house, but they can live in a big house or whatever. But it also talked about the fact that, like, because we have like for instance, one of the person's parents had bought a house back in whenever, and when the Great Recession happened and, you know, the real estate bubble burst, the woman's parents lost their house. So like they lost their house. They had to move in with the parents who are about to lose their house, and now they've been living there for 10 years paying her parents' mortgage, because, like, for black middle class people, you end up being oh my God, it's an emergency. I have a bunch of poor family. They need my help. And that's what you do. And then you don't have money to save. We get worse loans because of racism. Y'all know that. We, like, all this stuff. Like,
the debt to go to school, to get these jobs. That
credit card debt. Like, black people, if we dress bad. Like, bro, you know, they be like, don't live out of your means. Imagine you see a black person looking fucking raggedy.
If I saw a black person look the way these white people be walking around, I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Bro, if a black person dressed like...
Go to the thrift store, buy some things.
I was like, what's wrong with you?
Well, that's how
Why
we react.
you look like that?
If I saw a white person... No, not... A black person walking around the way some white people be walking around, I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Facts.
Like, they be just...
And that's just a cultural thing. That's not even like a class or like a elitist thing. It's just the way we culturally like live. We like to look a certain way, mainly, not everybody, because black people are not a monolith, but like we like to exist a certain way. We like to look nice. We like to smell nice. We like to look like we're
presentable or whatever they say. But like they like, I don't, you know.
I like that these articles come out because it reveals how many people really don't understand how middle class works, and how middle class was always and has always been a class of, like, you're basically a paycheck away too, because they make it seem as though a paycheck away is only for poor people.
Right. I mean,
it's only for people that make like $30,000 a year. Those are the people that are paycheck away need. Those are people that are like
they're just impoverished. Like,
but paycheck away is like
that was the paycheck.
yes. Right. A paycheck away are these families that are like, if one person loses their job, the mortgage is not getting paid.
That's like, I just thought about this today, and just like I was thinking about a conversation I had with somebody about Medicare for all one time, and if I could go back and have that conversation again, I would say, so you like your health insurance, cool, and you don't want to have long wait times, whatever. What if you get cancer? And you know your health insurance is not gonna pay for you to get chemo. That should be constant. That people be ended up in like $100,000 at least. Like, so what happens then? So how much do you like your insurance? Like, do you like your insurance enough that you'll let it kill you? Do you like it that much? Right? And that's basically the pathology that people are at right now. They're like, but I have a little bit of crumb, and if you give somebody else something, my crumb will look like a crumb.
My crumb will look like a crumb.
I'm like, yeah, because you have a fucking crumb, bro. You don't have a slice of bread, my nigga. You don't have nothing. You have a damn, like you just breaking little bits off like it's more.
No, it's like their crumb is, imaginary food. Like they have like an imaginary piece of corn, but they think it's a real piece of corn, and they so badly are like, you're taking away my corn. Everybody's like, it's not real, guys. It's fake.
Their crumb is like when a toddler comes up to you with a teacup, and you're supposed to drink the tea, and there's nothing in the cup, and they're like, but drink it. And you're like, okay, and they're like, no, but you're not drinking it. There's nothing here.
It's hot.
There's nothing. There's nothing here.
You have to blow on it.
You're drinking it too fast.
There's nothing here, dog. There's nothing here.
I didn't put that much in there.
It's really bad improv at best.
Like, it's goofy. It's goofy.
Y'all fooling yourselves to think like you're like safe.
You're not. You have a lot more in common. I want you to know, you have a lot more in common with that crackhead you shun on the street than you have with anybody making any Fortune 500 CEO, any Jeff Bezos, any of those people. You have way more in common with the crackhead on the street.
Funny,
I want
even
you to
some
know.
CEOs are
crackheads on the street.
Basically.
I want you to know. So that's it.
So
Also, so we're at City Hall.
I'm ready. Are you? Are your bodies ready?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. This episode is called Ethics for a reason. For a very specific and stupid reason. And I'm blaming this not solely on Lydia Edwards, but I am kind of blaming it solely on her. Because she...
Who's the...
I didn't want to, but I said,
I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it.
The vice chair of that committee? Is it Ed Flynn? Or is it... I think it's Ed
What's
Flynn.
that? Is it the ethics committee that she's a part of? What is it called?
I don't know.
Anywho, whatever committee had the hearing yesterday, before the hearing, over like kind of the weekend and stuff, there was kind of this like report of a lawyer coming out talking about the ethics of kind of the city councilors that are running for mayor, potentially having a vote on this issue. And I would like to just say that if you can't trust your city councilor to vote ethically, they, first of all, shouldn't be a city councilor, and second of all, shouldn't be running for mayor if you think they ethically cannot vote on this situation.
Excuse me.
You may go.
Please call
after
me.
putting germs on me.
I'm sorry.
Malaysia?
Please call me. Thank you. I have a question.
Yes.
What if 7 city councilors were running for mayor?
Oh, I would just like to tell you that Anissa officially announced, or she's announcing tomorrow morning.
Oh, now that she knows it's not unethical to vote, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a question. What if 7 city councilors were running for mayor this year before Marty Walsh had gotten chosen?
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean none of those people would have been able to vote in this petition that requires people to vote? Like, they're still at city council. We still voted for those people in whatever district you're in. Like, Michelle Wu is at large, so we see all of us. And, so what's the, like, how could it be an ethics, like, it doesn't even make sense, like, in your brain. Like, and all the other lawyers were like, yeah, no, it doesn't make, it's a home rule petition. Like, How? It doesn't make sense. Like I can't even explain why it doesn't make sense. It makes so little sense. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it had me thinking I was stupid at first. I was reading this stuff and I was like, am I stupid for thinking that like my city councilors should be able to vote on an issue affecting the city?
Like,
am I stupid?
I'm wondering. Now I have a question.
Yeah. You didn't raise your hand, but it's okay. You may go now.
Thank you. What do they counsel?
Nothing. The budget. That's it. Like, city council doesn't have any power. Like, city council don't have no damn power.
That was the answer I was looking
No,
for.
but the city council didn't have no damn power. They're talking about what can they vote on? They got about 2 things to vote on all together.
Deadass, like, the funniest part of this is that they have to vote on it to give it to
the state to certify.
Yeah.
And they have to take it and vote on it too.
That sounds to me.
Yo, Russell Home just give me the shit, bro. I got you. Just give it to me now. Run it.
That sounds to me like a teacher telling you to choose a group of people to vote on a project. They'll vote on the project and bring it to me and I'll let them know if it's okay for them to do. And if I say it's okay, then
yes,
do the goddamn project. And
yeah,
make sure
that's literally what it is. Like, like my thing, I just don't understand. Like, and like, you know, it was an ethics thing, but like I said, there's no like what, like how, like literally, that's the first metaphor I thought of. If every city councilor was running for mayor, would none of them be able to vote on the petition? If like only Ricardo, if it was like, oh, everybody but Ricardo's running, he put the petition, none of them be able to vote. Like, think, use your brain.
No.
All eyes, all in favor.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
The funniest part is Ricardo, who had told us already he was not going to run, was the person to put it in, and everybody's like,
that's what I'm saying.
What agenda does he have? And I was like,
that's what I'm saying. You know why they ask him what agenda does he have? Because he's fucking brown. That's why. And the person who would be mayor is fucking black. That's why. And a woman. That's why. Like they want to be like, but no, it's just a question. It's a legal question. We just have to ask. No, you don't. Because there's no question. It's not a question. Like, the question doesn't make sense. You know how in school they tell you there's no stupid questions? They're lying to you. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of stupid questions. Yeah. Shut up. Don't ask that question. It's dumb. It don't make sense. And then the best part about it too is that anybody who votes no is like actively going against the will of the people, as has been evidenced. Like, what evidence we've seen of the will of the people has said that we want this home rule petition, including pretty much everyone who called, except for Sean Ryan from Roxbury. The way he said Roxbury was very suspicious to me. He said I'm Sean Ryan from Roxbury, and you know, I just want to say, like, I'm not against the petition, but you know, we have rule of law and we should just follow the rules, and you know. Basically, I understand that it's racist and fucked up and harmful to people of color, but like the law, and you know if it's so bad, we can change it after the 4 special elections that'll kill every black person in the fucking city, right? Like imagine having you know, if we have to do special elections, I want everyone to go out of their way to make 4 different mayors. Every time. Just do it every time. I don't even give a fuck anymore.
It would be quite funny.
Just go out of your way. Just please. So that when whoever is finished, like whoever wins will be like, yes, that shit was dumb, stupid. Please get rid of it. Like,
I would like, okay, so if we want to go for this, you know, 4 for 4, like we're going through the Wendy's drive-through, let's go for like, you know, let's get a black man, let's get a black woman, let's get an Asian woman.
There are no black men on the council.
No.
To winning the mayor, yeah. But just wait, I was just thinking about the black man that's running. The only black man I know right now is Commissioner. Twitter fingers. So maybe no black men.
Never mind. Sorry. Today, black men, you took an L because the only person winning is a
But it would be funny to only let him have it for just like
a month.
A little bit. Because
let him win the first primary.
Is he
and
able
then
to
gone?
go? Yeah. Is he able to be commissioner after that again?
Probably not.
Yeah, because somebody they'll have to have appointed somebody.
They replace.
That's why it would be funny, because then now you had 2 jobs.
Commissioner Twitter. Then you have all day to be on Twitter with your Twitter fingers.
Okay, so more about this. So Malaysia kind of mentioned it, but with that white man that called in, Sean from Roxbury. But there's this group of people, and I've seen some black and like people of color mention this following the process stuff.
Yeah.
And it's stupid, and please don't try and follow processes that
are oppressive,
that don't make sense and that are oppressive. Like this, I'll say it the way me and Jonathan, what's his name? I never know his name. Cone were saying it on Twitter. In a regular election year with no pandemic, with no panty.
Yes, right, with no panoramic.
With no panoramic. Why the hell would I want
four elections? It doesn't like, please. That is the other thing. People are like, oh, but it's the rules. It's Boston. We all know that we have the stupidest city charter in the history of city charters. We know that. Like, everybody, like, every freaking election year comes in with people saying, we're gonna change the city charter, and everybody else being like, yes, we should do that.
Homegirl, Lydia Edwards, being one of the number one people to want to change the fucking city charter all the fucking time, is now suddenly like,
They say she's gonna vote for the, I mean, she has to vote.
She has to vote, yes.
She has to. But, like,
most of the city councilors have to, they look stupid.
I'm like, Liz, she was bad. She was tight because, you know, people have been suggesting that she was using anti-black woman tropes and anti-woman of color tropes against her fellow councilors who are running for mayor or would be mayor, Kim Janey, because she'll be the acting mayor. Like, this is like, it's barely even a question at this point, because anybody who, like, Matt O'Malley can vote no because he's not going to be a city councilor. Anybody else who votes no is going to get fucking torched, including Frank funky ass Baker. He's going to get torched. If any old person gets the corona, any poll worker gets the corona, or any of them die, like, that is 100% their fault.
Bitch, they said it cost $700,000 for an election.
Your ass will be
each election, each of 4 elections.
Look, they said it costs $700,000 for each election, and that is not with COVID supplies. And they need 1,600 poll workers for the whole cities. And ideally, you would have the same poll workers for the primary and the general, but that doesn't always happen because life gets in the way. So,
or COVID.
That is like introducing more and more different people to each other, more supplies, and the COVID supplies not cheap for 1,600 people.
PPE, like,
to train them, to have them on
election day. And then you want them
to
wear the shields and shit so they don't get all, you know?
So honestly, it'll probably be close to $1 million for each. So we spending like $4 million on 4 elections.
And we're not even making money because of COVID. Like, and the other thing is that, like, Frank Baker tried to do some shots. Like, he thought he was smoking people. You're mad. You're a cornball, bro.
He thought he was smoking
Ricardo. Yes, he thought they like, bro. I'm very amused when first of all, Frank Baker be trying to sub mad people and it never hits, my nigga. You're not. It don't hit, sir. And he's like, I'm glad that you all guys care about the budget and the money, the fiscal policy and like, it's not that we want fucking austerity, bro. It's that we want.
He sounded so stupid. He got up there. He's like, I'm glad we care about the budget now. Me.
Shut up, Frank. Shut the hell up, funky ass. Me, bruh. That's why I can't be on the city council, cause me in my portion, I just be like, hey, somebody tell Frank's funky ass to shut the hell up. Especially on Zoom.
Malaysia, it'd be like a freaking like a mixtape intro. She'd be like, and funky
ass Frank Baker.
You can shut up, and Ann Flynn. You can shut up even though you were agreeable yesterday.
Yo, listen, Ed Flynn said, I want you to know that I love the immigrants. I want you to know if you don't speak English, you my person. He said, what about the English? What about the, will there be language tools?
Because he knew those mainly Chinese, because his district is within Chinatown. He knew them Chinese people about to fuck him up.
Because literally everybody with a brain wants a home rule petition to be passed.
Also, something I hadn't even thought about, that thankfully that they had one of the Chinese groups that they have in Chinatown, they had were translating one of the Chinese women. It sounded very complex in my head. And she brought up a point that for a lot of immigrants, which we have a fuck ton in the city, having 4 different elections with potentially 4,000 million different people would be very confusing.
It's confusing for regular, like, bro, I was literally talking to somebody about this yesterday. And they were like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna vote because that sound, if it has a special, that sound like a lot. I'm like, bruh, I feel you. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna help you when the time comes. But yeah, it's a lot. It don't make sense.
I'm confused as well.
We're not mentioning the best part.
What is it?
That the mail-in voting stuff
will be done.
Will expire
Yep.
before we could potentially have a special election. So there's a chance, unless that the it passes in the state house or whatever, and the governor signs it, we won't even be able to do mail-in ballots for the special election.
Literally, I said on Twitter, I tweeted from Obvious Nonsense that, and I still believe and agree with myself that the only rational reason not to support this home rule petition is voter disenfranchisement. Unless your goal is voter disenfranchisement, there's no rational reason not to support this petition because. Listen, again, like I said, we are the essential workers, right? We are most affected by the pandemic. We have the most pre-existing conditions. Mm-hmm. We have a bunch of old people.
Right.
And we, again, essential workers, so that means we have jobs. That means if you have asthma, for instance, which a lot of us do, maybe you're not trying to go to the polls 4 times. If you have cancer or lupus or whatever, you maybe you're not trying to go to the polls 4 times. You're not. If you're 70, 80 years old, you're not trying to go to the poll 4 times. And if you have a damn job, you weren't able to vote anyway, in general. You're never able to vote, usually.
In the words of my most favorite YouTube star, I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
No, but like the childcare workers, you're having them leave 4 times?
4 times, and then they're gonna come back and look at your kids? Oh, interesting.
You want them to stand in line, vote. Also, vote when they close at 5:36. You want them to, after spending all day disinfecting and touching nasty kids, to go vote with a bunch of nasty people.
And then tomorrow, look at your kids? Interesting.
And then go ahead and look at your kids the next day.
Interesting. Suspicious. To me, I would rather people not be just passing around the viral infection, but this, the shit that's killing us. But okay. I like I said, if people are not like I said, funky ass Frank thought he was saying something. And he wasn't.
Didn't hit.
People, we care because no one's trying to waste money on 4 elections. It doesn't make any sense. We care because people are starving and they need that money. We care because there was already a housing crisis. There was already a heroin epidemic. There was already a environmental crisis in this city. And this is the important thing. This to show democracy, we need 4 elections. That's not democracy. In fact, that's less democracy because less people will be involved, and it's confusing. It's not simple. And it just is not functional government. 4 different mayors, and we could it's not likely to happen. But if it's a the fact that it's a possibility to have 4 different mayors within a year period, and this is a pandemic where we need a fucking mayor
a pandemic
who is sitting who can just do stuff, get stuff done, doesn't have to be onboarded every fucking month because we're having a new mayor.
Another point. Okay, go first. You go.
Oh,
my point is different.
Oh, I was gonna say this is basically like a 3-episode portion of Parks and Rec.
Basically, facts. But what I was gonna say is that people keep mentioning, along with following the process, is they're worried about what kind of precedent it sets.
Oh yeah, that's what Sean said. The precedent.
What precedent does it set when this rule is stupid?
The precedent it sets is that we should change rules that don't make no goddamn sense. Like that one, this is I don't understand. These are the people who say they're freedom fighters. This is the part that's killing me. We're freedom fighters, but follow the rules.
Keep them the same.
But it's the rule. It's the rules. But it's written in the rules, and if you changed it, that means that the black people would not be so oppressed.
There's so many black people and Asians in the city council now, and if the rule is that that the person as city council president becomes the mayor, then that means the N-word people will become mayor and the other word will become mayor. I don't like that. That's how they sound.
That's what Universal. That's what Adam Gaffin or whatever, he wrote the article, suggested about Matt O'Malley because last year or whatever, when Kim Janey became city council president, he was one of the people who was trying to become city council president, and he's been tight ever since. And now and they think that he's mad that he's should have been me, and that's why he wants to vote against the competition. That's what that. This is not even me saying it. That was on Universal Hub, so that don't even count as like rude tea.
It should have been me. It sounds like a slighted woman.
And I literally think, like, looking at Matt O'Malley, I can totally imagine that's how he like thinks. Yeah. I don't know Matt O'Malley. I never seen him. That should tell you something. But he looked like a damn crybaby. That's what I'm gonna say. He looked like a crybaby white man.
I want y'all to know, every time I look at a picture of this man, and on his Google Images, not one picture looks alike.
It looks like totally different people.
These two are the same picture, so it don't matter.
He looks different. If he has a beard, he looks different. He has a beard, no glasses, he looks different.
More hair, he looks different. Less hair, he looks different. In conclusion, we don't care about you.
In conclusion, Matt O'Malley might have body doubles like Melania. In conclusion.
What I've come to say, along with what do you?
No, sorry, this is big ass fucking forehead.
He doesn't have a big
Okay, we can't say anything. We don't.
I know, but you know, it takes
the league of
foreheads. But wait, you have but like someone once said, you have an African forehead. It's round.
So what I would like to say is that Andrea Campbell has raised $400,000.
Woo.
Her and Wu both have $500,000 on hand. Wu has $535,000 on hand, and let me see if I can. Oh no, it won't let me.
Oh, we should look up Kim now. She probably has so much more now than the last time I looked her up.
And Andrea has $513,000. Who? Oh, Kim Janie.
Kim Janye.
Kim Janie has $96,000.
Oh, still, I thought she might have snuck and raised with this. Nah, I mean, the people with money like her, so
they like her, but they're not liking her enough.
Well, I'm sure.
Hey, what happened? Where'd it go?
Because racism is, but like, no, I will say the last thing about the city council, it felt like racism.
Here we go.
It felt like racism because like these people were already running for mayor before Marty was leaving. Like they were prepared. Like I said, Kim Janie is the city council president. If you didn't, we knew this could happen. Because that's what happens if somebody's a city council president. So, like, any argument now is what's the reasoning? It's not like I'm in love with any like these people. Like, please, but explain to me what's the like there's no. It's not like she's incapable. It's not like she doesn't have the experience, the skills, and it's not like it makes sense to have 4 elections. So what's the question here? Like, the only other option is like, what's the other option? You know,
Matt O'Malley would say for me to be mayor.
Matt O'Malley said, me, my way, or the highway. That's what Matt said.
So next week they'll take a vote on it. It'll probably pass. It'll probably be like 2 or 3 of them be like, nah.
It has to pass.
But it'll pass.
It has to pass. Like I said, funky ass Frank. He I don't know. He might, but even I feel like
we'll see. Like, it's just everybody. Like people from like we said, there were only like 2 people that called in and kind of like opposed of like doing away with the special election. Everybody else was like, let's do it. Like we're gonna waste our time.
And a lot of those people were representing groups of people also.
Massive groups.
Like the people who called in from Roxbury were basically representing Roxbury because that's how we feel. Like not Sean. Because
no.
I don't believe him. The way he said he lived in Roxbury, he didn't seem like he was telling the truth. Sean Ryan. He didn't seem like he was telling the truth. But I don't know. Because I don't know him. But and like Sean Ryan is a common name in a city full of Irish people.
It started with Diane Wilkerson. Is that who?
Diane Wilkerson.
We had Diane Wilkerson. We had Tanisha Sullivan who read. I don't care what anybody says. She read Lydia Edwards and anybody else that brought forth this. She read that lawyer that wrote whatever that note was to filth.
We had Priscilla Flint Banks. We had
Lee, who should be city councilor. I don't care what nobody says.
We had who else was on there that was good? Russell Holmes was on there. Nika Guardo was on.
A bunch of people were on there. Shagun, did you see what Shagun
I didn't hear.
me?
No.
He said, "Are you testifying?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I'm logging off."
That must be when Lee didn't get to his first like testimony spot. I was like, fuck this bullshit. I wanted to hear Lee.
And then when they called Shagun's name, and then it was somebody else from his organization is taking his place. I said, wow, this was really logged off. I know it was probably for another meeting. but it killed me.
Shagun, BLA. What up, BLA?
Also, everybody on Boss Polly Twitter yesterday, killing it. I love the vibes. Thank you.
Boss
Very
Polly,
humorous.
Yes, sorry, Scamwell is still our anger translator because
Facts.
he say the crazy shit. And
Scamwell
we like,
be saying
Scamwell, relax, Scamwell. Relax, bro.
We'd be like,
Luther, calm down, damn.
relax, but
Relax, but keep going, bro. Like, keep going. It's real. He said, like I said, I don't want peace. I want problems always. That's Scamwell. All right. So Kennedy is a hoe, and he started a fucking super pack.
A pack that was named after a pack that he kind of already had.
And the pack. You know the funny part is that the pack tweeted like a year ago about Ed Markey starting a pack, and he was not starting a pack. He was starting a environmental organization. But this organization that became a pack for Joe Kennedy, for some reason didn't think to themselves, maybe we should delete that tweet saying Markey's starting a pack. Oh, I can't like explain it and that. And then so everybody's still asking Joe Kennedy where the $1 million went. I don't even fully know like the storyline. I know he like
it was
Right.
misappropriated funds
Oh
from his
yeah,
campaign.
right.
And he paid it back, but everybody's still like,
What happened?
What was it?
Right, like what happened though? Like
why did how million? That's a lot.
that
What
$1 million is a
happened?
lot. Like what? Like yeah, I paid it back. I'm like, of
But-
course you paid it back. Your whole family, y'all criminals.
Of
Y'all
course.
started as criminals.
Like a crooked Kennedy. He
Crooked
came.
with a K.
Facts. He came through. He said, "This is my next gig. This is not really a job." Cool. That's a very Kennedy thing to do, by the way, too. If they don't have like a job in politics, they're like, "I'm gonna take a kind of job that's not like an actual job.
They're
I
like
just have to raise money."
chronic rich people behavior. They're like, I didn't win my birthright of a seat in the Massachusetts Senate. I guess I'm gonna have to open a PAC so I can influence politics with my money instead of just me.
It's so that unwinnable. What is it? Unwinnable Democrats can win elections in Malaysia.
Unwinnable. Which
districts seen as unwinnable for Democrats can win? Sorry.
what? So what? So what does that mean? So
I
what
don't know.
that
That's
means?
such
We're gonna
a-
be running around like Joe Manchin or something.
That's
That means
such
you're
a
gonna support
backhanded
people.
compliment.
I don't know what that means.
You're in a district. You are in a district that is unwinnable.
You lost.
You
and
lost.
You decide. No, I lost, and I decided that I'm gonna help you win.
Yeah.
Even though
I
I'm
want
a
to share my
loser.
expertise with you.
Like, bro,
Can I-
homie lost to a 70-year-old man because of a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Okay.
Like, think with your brain meat. You were just useless.
Okay, Alejandra, I'm gonna ask you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I'm done asking you out,
Uh-huh.
Malaysia, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alejandra, will you go out with me?
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say I did here? Would you say that I passed or failed this?
That's a fail.
That's a fail. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Malaysia. Are you thinking about asking Alejandra out?
Maybe I'm considering,
Maybe. You know. Here's what I want to do. I want to help you succeed with my expertise
Suspicious about asking Alejandra
about
out.
asking Alejandra.
Beautiful.
How
Yes.
do you feel about that?
Well,
Because I don't think you'll be able to do it without me.
bruh, literally. literally. They would literally say, a Kennedy can't lose in Massachusetts. Interesting.
He just did.
Interesting.
The fuck?
Interesting.
Also,
Alright.
sorry, off topic. John Kerry is working for Biden right now.
Yeah. John Kerry
Kerry
be in that kid in them cabinets, boy. John Kerry said, "I will be a war hawk if it kills me dead. I will make sure I am starting wars if it kills me dead."
For a second, I was like, "You're not dead yet," but he's only probably like 70 something. He's 77.
These people are too old. I'm past the point where I'm even gonna like trigger warning for ageism. These people are too old. They're too old. They shouldn't be so
We're at the
Malaysia,
point
like,
where it's okay. I think.
like
Once you're past like 65, I would say.
nigga
It's-
relax.
it's
Like
easy.
like just
It's- yeah.
like I have a like
Most people retire
imagine
at this.
imagine being in politics this long.
Yeah.
Don't you want to relax, my nigga?
1983, he was the lieutenant governor for Mike Dukakis. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Michael. Yeah. The caucus, yeah.
I'm sorry. Every time I hear that,
It just makes me think about that Willie Horton had, so it upsets me.
Okay, so he was that. Then he was a senator from 85 to... Wait.
Yes, to 2004. Yes.
No, go ahead. Read it.
Yes, to when he ran against George W. Bush. Yes, in fact, this is what I'm saying. Don't you want to go home? Do you not want to go? You don't have to live in Massachusetts. You can live in Florida. Don't you want to go home and rest?
Anaya, what does that say?
He was actually, it says senator till 2013, Malaysia.
Oh.
From 1985 to 2013, he was a senator. I don't know how sure that is, because I didn't think he was a senator that long. But I guess this is what happens when you've been in this type of position that long. It doesn't make sense to me, because it does make sense because he's been in politics since.
I guess that makes sense because he was what Hillary Clinton was.
Yeah, he was Secretary of State.
Second administration. But I thought he was. I
didn't think he was there that long.
I didn't think he was still senator when he got that.
2013.
I didn't think he was still senator when he got that position. He was. Like, it was because that's what Scott Brown ran.
Yes, we had a special election that year.
Yeah, I know, but it just still feels wrong. That's when Benito died. Yep, to 2013. Or is it
2014?
Wow, I really thought it was 2013.
He's been married. Oh, he hasn't been married. Wait, 2014.
That's like 7 years.
7 years. Okay. Somebody gave me more information.
8 years now.
Okay. In conclusion, it's wild. There were a bunch of people. Also, there are a bunch of people from like the Boston area, even though whatever, that are in his administration now, and I'm like, that's not good for us.
Because people are elitist. Because people are fucking. But because people from Massachusetts.
God, people can't see you. You can push imaginary stuff.
People from Massachusetts are elitist. I don't want them in positions where they can influence. Yeah. They're elitist as fuck. Like.
Yes.
They won't even help us.
Yes.
We in the whole state. They won't even help us.
Yes.
Who else vote for John? Bro, who voted for John Kerry real fucking hard?
It's
Black
funny.
people.
It's funny and it's fucked up, but even our homeless are elitists if you really think about it. Like I've talked to homeless people in Boston and homeless people in New York, and it's totally different.
What are you talking? This is why you can't do that thing you asked to do earlier. This is why you're not allowed to do that. Like,
anywho, talking about Biden, he put an order to the Department of Justice to end their private prison contracts as a part of a racial equity push.
Cute for the fact that ISIS still be using private prisons, and that's the main motherfuckers who use private prisons in the federal government. Facts. It's basically just like not a rubber stamp, but like they just did it to appease people basically.
I mean, like maybe that'll get rid of like a couple like jail prisons, but
and he why couldn't he have started with? He should have just started with abolishing the death penalty. That's an easy first one. Just do it. Just get rid of the death penalty. Federally, just do it. In fact, you should ban it in the country, but
in fact, he would never. Federally, because there was no reason Trump killed that many people so quickly.
He was just running through people, right? Because he wanted to execute people. That's murder. We literally hadn't executed people in 10 years, 20 years, something like that. And then Trump executed mad people, a bunch of people who, nobody should be executed because the government shouldn't have control over. We shouldn't be at an uncitizen citizens. They shouldn't have control over who lives and dies. The government should not have control of that because the government is the devil. Just abolish prisons.
And you didn't do the devil? A missed opportunity for you to make a joke you say all the time. Failure.
In fact,
that is the devil.
In fact, just abolish prisons and get rid of the death penalty. And abolish ICE. Abolish ICE because ICE will be so easy to abolish. Like they're 2003. They're younger than half my cousins, bro. Like, just get rid of it.
Just you love cops. Just put them somewhere else. You can always find they always find a way for cops.
2003. No, my little brother's younger than Ice, I guess.
Ice is older than him.
Ice is older than him.
Wait.
Can you change?
Yeah. I looked at the thing.
Okay, guys. Let me talk about Danny Lay while Malaysia changes this picture real quick. Let me tell you about why I believe that this is a reason Dominicans don't deserve rights.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm joking. Kind of.
Kind of.
Danny Lay released.
Lee. It's Lee.
It's Lee?
Yes.
Interesting. I've heard Lay from a lot of people.
Oh, maybe it's Lay, but she spells it like Lee.
Yeah. I think it's Danny Lay.
She can't spell then. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all people,
I wonder
man.
how she says her name. Now I want to know.
It's super spelled like Lee, like, how they would spell it in, like,
That might even
Britain.
not even be the way she spells it.
That's how I'd be seeing it. Danny Lee.
Oh, okay. How'd she say her name?
But, hey, look at that fellow. Hey, he's not even wearing a mask, bro. Social distance, bro.
I just want to hear your name, bitch. Are you going to say your name?
So I was in the studio with
Bitch. That's why she don't deserve rights even more. She didn't say her name on this one video. Okay, so she released this song called Yellow. What is it called?
Yellow Bone.
Yellow Bone is what he likes. Kind of in reference to her boyfriend, the baby, liking her being
colorist. It was a reference to the baby being colorist and her being colorist also. But let's go on.
Yes, a reference to him being a colorist because very publicly, Danny Lay and his the mother of his children have been kind of beefing back and forth over the baby, and the baby chose to go with little colorist girl Danny Lay, and so she has this little superiority complex that she was chosen over him, but instead she wants to make it seem as though it's a song of her.
It's a song of empowerment. Light skin empowerment.
Real quick. As the resident high yellow.
Sacrificial light skin.
I would also like to say yellow bone is not what anybody says. I've never heard in my life somebody say yellow bone. Yellow?
I've heard people say people say yellow bone all the time. It's
I've heard red bone more than yellow bone.
Yeah, because there's about a whole conversation about colorism, but like this is the thing. Like, just stop, like, and like there's not just stop describing yourself as light skin as if it's like a badge of honor, and stop saying and when people call you out for that shit, stop saying, but I'm black too and I experience racism. Yeah, cool. You don't experience oppression because you have the darker shade. You don't experience oppression because you have dark skin. Like, when people be like, people, because of my skin color. I'm like, well, for light skin, it's because of your race. Yeah. It's not because of your skin color. If you're light skinned, like, what's confusing about that? Like,
and also, everybody's bones are like a dark magenta anyway. So I don't know what this yellow bone.
Also, that one white girl who put white bone in her Twitter description. She said white bone.
White bone is what he wants. It's just Dominicans can't go a week without saying stuff.
Bro, I'm sorry.
On the interwebs, can't go 1 week.
The Dominicans tried to.
I'm gonna make a website.
The Dominicans tried to redeem themselves. They was like, I
tried so hard.
They tried to redeem themselves, and then always gotta have one exotical bitch come through and say some things. Just like that girl on Twitter who was just being real casual about the colorism. Like, there was a picture of this woman. She's like, oh, I can't see her in the dark. Everybody was like, why? Like, sis, delete it. Like, and nobody was even yelling at her. They were like, please, just delete this. Like, delete it. Like,
what were you saying?
What?
You had something to say? Oh, okay.
But so Danny Lay, get out of here, girl.
Danny.
And then, okay, here's a problem. Also, here's a problem I have too. Like, I want you to know that if you have to post the DNA results, you have to post the DNA results, so you might not be. In fact, if you can just pull up a picture of family member, you might not be. You might not be you might not be light skin. You might be just white. You might be.
Jesus.
And and it's hard because I'm like, like, I just feel that if she had it, like, done this
If
like
she hadn't
this,
done it, nobody would say shit
no
to
one would
her.
have said anything, bro. They would have been, oh, she's the man. Okay, whatever.
Her whole reputation so far, because she walks around wearing braids, she walks around very much presenting as a black, like a light-skinned black woman. Nobody would have said something to you.
Yeah.
But she had, like, they can't help themselves because they think they deserve to be exalted. Like, the people, like the light skins who don't believe in colorism truly believe that they deserve to be exalted. And I know it to be true because I am also a light skin. I know it to be true.
And I just want you to know something real quick, Danny. You look like, do you not feel bad to basically break up a family?
I don't.
Like, do you not feel bad that this black father is no longer with the mother of his children just because he's chasing after a light-skinned girl? And that's pretty much the only reason.
No, but yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about it. Like what? Like, if you want to just say fuck the kids, whatever, fuck them kids. That's what you want to say. All right, I think you're an asshole, but whatever, right? Why do you want to be with a man who mainly likes you because not even because of how you actually, not because your face. Because of your skin tone.
Also, there is another
in your hair probably
about her being more lit. I don't know what more lit is.
Didn't he give his baby mama herpes? So,
hey,
like,
y'all.
I mean, how much more lit do you want people to be? Like, nigga,
who's really lit in this situation? Am I right or what?
Yellow bone
or what? I just want somebody
the
to
song.
tell the truth.
Here's the other problem with Danny Lee. The song is terrible. Just like at least the other colorists, female rappers I can think of, colorists, but because of their names mainly, mulatto and light skin. At least they can make a good music. Yeah. This song was no good. Like it was just no good.
I just want you to tell the truth.
Like
I am black, but I don't want to be, and I pass as black, but I call myself something different.
I would also like to say to people like Danny Lay that are less black than my mother somehow. Malaysia pointed this out to me because my mom took an ancestry test and also Danny Lay did. Danny Lay is like 3% less black than my mom. Maria is blacker than Danny Lay.
Well, don't tell Maria.
I will not.
Anyway.
Oh, I'm blacker.
Terrible. Then she's gonna make a song called Yellow Bone. Her mom gonna make a song called Yellow Bone. No, but that's what I just gotta say. If you really have to pull out a DNA test, you gotta leave it, sis. Don't make also for some reason that made Cardi B feel like she had to defend herself.
Are these her parents?
Yeah, they said her parents look like that, basically. I think so.
She's wearing spray tan.
No, definitely. We know that for sure. Like, this one is...
You telling me you picking this over that? The baby cooked.
How dare you?
Can we talk about that Dominican nose again, though? Why do y'all all have that nose, bro? Like, some people have it's a little wider. Like, some people have it's a little narrower. They all have that same nose. That's a good one. And that one, kind of. Like,
her face is very Dominican.
You can't see it from...
Dominican.
I feel like you gotta see it from the side. Like, it's that same... I need it without contour, maybe. But anyway, so yeah. The next thing...
This one's a good one. That's a very... But yeah, I would just like to tell these Dominicans to please be quiet. Also, I have a thing to tell you guys. Really listen closely. When neither of your parents are black, that Afro-Latina claim you so want to claim,
they don't even be having a grandparent.
It no work.
Bruh.
It no work.
Can I tell y'all a story? The first day I met, I had a conversation with Alejandro's father. I met him a few times, but he was one of those people who like kind of spoke English, not fully, but he liked to play like he really didn't speak it at all. So you know how those people, them people. So one of the days he picked us up from school. I got in the car, and we were sitting, having a converation. I think was that the day we were talking about Sammy Sosa? Might have been the day we were talking about Sammy Sosa. Salomon Sosa. And he was like, so I'm in the backseat. He's like, do you know what color my father was? I was like, no. He was like
out of nowhere. Like,
he was just driving. I was like, no. He was like, your color. And then Maria was like, nah, he was darker.
From everybody that I've heard besides my father, he was quite dark skinned.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because if you look at pictures of him, her father, he's about my color. So he's telling lies. He was lighter then, but it was winter time.
That's when we lose our color.
So just you know, just a lesson.
That shit cracked me up. Like it killed me because it was right after that Dembo song where all the Afro Dominicans were like, yeah, blackness, and then here come Danny Lee talk about some yellow bone. It's hurtful.
Also, what's the second thing I was gonna say about this with her? I can't remember. Never mind. What I was gonna say is behind this GameStop for the people that are listening on Spotify, we have GameStop behind us because we're gonna talk about that next. But we should have put a picture of me and my dad, so I could have been like Cardi B
tweeted like a picture of her mom and her aunts, and and she was like me and my mom and my aunts, and obviously they were all black, obviously, right? And so, but I'm like, here's my problem about Cardi B. Like, this is the problem. Like, is that like if you just saw this person on the street and you looked at them, like, are you gonna say that they're white? Are you gonna say that Cardi B is white? You saw her on the street, you looked at her face?
No, they're gonna do what a bunch of people keep saying on the internet. They're gonna be like, she's just Dominican. And
that's not a race.
Please.
And she's not just Dominican, she's also Trinidadian, is she not?
No, I guess.
I thought...
It's very confusing. But no, her mother's just Dominican too, I guess. I don't know. It's very confusing. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yo, they literally said, you know the best part about that when they were saying she was Trinidadian is that they were like, and even though she's Trinidad, she's not black because her mom is Indian and her mom is black Dominican.
I'm so confused. The sources are still out. Obviously, this was deep investigation by Lipstick Alley because they were like, Trini? And then they started doing research and everybody's like, she's not Trini, she's just Dominican. But I don't know. Anywho,
this is hilarious. But it doesn't, like, sis,
Cardi,
don't even, it's a waste of time,
Cardi,
friend.
First of all, she obviously has gotten a nose job, and I'm quite offended now. Because compared to videos from then, she's obviously gotten a lot more work done than she had, like, initially started. Very upset about that. Yeah. But, Cardi, you're black. You don't have to tell people you're at a firm. A little bit. You don't have to tell people, like, you don't have to constantly defend people. There are a group of people, especially, like, Nicki Minaj fans and things, that will want to say this because they don't like you, but you don't have to constantly defend yourself to the internet to prove your blackness. You're black, and that's it. There's no need to constantly go back and forth with people. And, like, this is something that for a lot of, like, these Afro-Latina people that constantly want to tell people they're black.
Yeah, you don't have black people don't accept them.
And black people don't have to accept you. That's not their, like... That's not their business.
If
you're black, that's it. And if a black person says you're not black, you go, okay, whatever. But to me, my racial identity is black, and you move on. Like, that's it. There's no need for you to constantly be like, no, I am black. Like, here's a picture of my parents. No, say you're black, move on with it. That's it. You're making it more complicated, trying to go back and forth, trying to prove something. Proving yourself is always going to make yourself look...
It's going to make you look like you got something to prove. Yeah. And you don't.
If you're black, you don't got to prove nothing.
That's my thing. Like, even people who can pass, if they perform blackness, they can't pass. Yeah. Because still, like you know, we can say it's no longer slavery, run drop rule doesn't exist, and that's fine. Like, I agree. I'm not saying that Donna Summer's granddaughter should be running around calling herself black, right? But what I am saying is that if to pass, you have to reject blackness. You have to. It's not even to this day. It's not no half and half, because once somebody knows you're black, that's it. Yeah. Like, and so that's it.
That's like somebody once asked. I told you guys this before. Somebody once asked me if I ever was respected before in my life. And I immediately fail because I have to prove that it's true. If I say yes, I have to prove it. And if I say no, then... That's
sad. R.I.P. Yeah. All right, so GameStop and AMC.
Woo!
We've been on for a long time.
We have.
No, we haven't. We got started out late.
Yeah. It's been an hour and some change. But there are a lot of topics that involved a lot of in-depth discussion today compared to like last week's and the previous weeks where we haven't had a lot of shit to talk about. GameStop, AMC.
So
bye.
So all right, let me tell y'all what happened, Brett. Bet. So
Run it back.
You know the way Wall Street works is fucking terrible.
Tell me.
So what happened was, you know, these companies called like GameStop and AMC, stuff like that. These companies who are terrible and about to shut down because they don't making money, partially because pandemic. In GameStop's case, a lot because they suck. AMC's case, a lot because they kind of suck, but also mainly like companies like Disney make it impossible for movie theaters to make money these days.
And
so
GameStop was about selling games and everything is digital now.
Yes. So Redditors noticed that hedge fund managers were shorting GameStop and AMC stocks and stuff like that. And so what that means is basically they were like artificially de-inflating the cost of the stock so that, you know, it's this stock shit anyway. Go ahead, say it.
They're artificially de-inflating the stock so that they can take the money. They can it's called arbitrage.
Mm-hmm.
They take the money that they have that they're no longer spending on the stock because they've artificially lowered it and fueling it into the artificially lowered stock so they can fucking drive it themselves.
Yeah, so it can get high.
It's like this weird. When people say like insider trading is wrong, that's insider. The insider trading for legal, fuck you.
At that point that's not even insider trading. That's just actively massaging the market.
Massaging the market. Yeah.
So basically they were like, oh, so GameStop gonna shut down, so we're gonna de-inflate, and then when we sell it, we're gonna get crazy buku bucks. And like somebody said, I've heard multiple people say this, but I saw somebody tweet today about how they want to socialize the losses and privatize the gains. A lot of people have said that, and that's literally what it is. Yeah. Like when the stock market loses big, they want us all to bear the brunt of that. Think about the bailouts, think about all that stuff. Yeah. And when they win, they don't want to give us shit. They want, what do you mean pay taxes? Yeah. What do you mean da 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 da? What do you mean? And then and that's why it's so much fun that people are mad about this thing, because now that regular humans are you know, using the market to their advantage, all of a sudden we need regulations. Interesting.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you shouldn't be able to talk about short stocks on social media. What?
It's funny that because obviously the internet is not decentralized, but like socially kind of it's starting to become decentralized in the sense of like more people are sharing information than ever, you know, whatever. So it's funny that alone is going to be the thing that just completely negates needing hedge funds, needing VCs, because you could just fucking crowdfund. If I wanted to start a company and enough people thought it was a good idea and I had it for a good amount, I could just crowdfund that shit and I wouldn't need a VC to get me by. You know what I mean? Like the amount of it's fucking wild. And yeah, it's just fucking wild. It really is.
And that's why, like...
Kill these hedge funds.
Yeah, I mean...
Kill them!
And people are like, oh, da-da-da, but you know what? If they do that, then they won't be able to pay, and then the banks are da-da-da-da. I'm like, so, good?
Good.
Like when Bank of America charges me $35 overdraft, I only overdraft a single $1, and then they keep doing it, going,
and then they get bailed out by the government.
And then
every time
they're taking your money, and then they're taking your money again.
Yeah, literally.
Fuck you.
Fuck like from the front and the back. That's what that is.
Literally, and like these financial institutions are actively harmful, and I hope they because like this is the thing. You know, if the stock market like literally fucking ended today, my life will be just okay. Yeah. It would just be fine. Really? It would just be just okay. I think. Really? I think it would be just good for me.
Yes.
I think
with your zero stocks, with our combined, well, Kane has some penny stocks and stuff. But with our zero stocks, pretty much
they're no longer
combined.
Pennies.
Shut up. Did you have stocks in GameStop?
No, I wish.
Hey,
IGC, baby.
Hi, I'd like to
They can't see how many they are.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Can you come into frames?
I'm just gonna with my hands.
Can I get some money for these?
Sure. Let's see what you got
Now
here.
clock them around like 7 times.
Oh wow! So this is you got Far Cry here. This looks pretty new. Did you just get this?
Yeah.
You just bought this? Wow, for the PS4.
Yeah.
Wow, you just bought this for the PS4.
What can I get?
Hold on. Let me just. I'll charge this up. I'll give you the number when I get everything together. So that's Okay. Okay. So thing's still in there. I didn't even have to check. I just shake it around. We can tell the thing's in there. So just throw that in there. So you.
My guy, could you hurry up, my guy?
So
I'm trying to get somewhere, bro.
Is this a vintage Last of Us game?
Maybe.
First edition?
Yeah.
Wow, mint condition. Wow, that's really nice, dude. That's awesome. Kingdom Hearts, great. Love that game.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Please go faster. Please go faster.
Great.
This man at GameStop, bro. This man at GameStop, bro. He taking forever.
I'm just trying to buy some Panda Express with this money.
Is this Kingdom Hearts? Is this a special edition Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
Wow.
Special edition. I got it.
It has the first game and the second game.
And the second game?
It's HD.
It's an HD remake.
Wow.
It don't have the second
this
game.
Must have been one of the first HD games ever created.
Yeah. It's prime.
It don't have.
And it's mint condition too. So what did you pay for all these? Would you say?
Some like $300.
$300?
You know.
All right. So I can give you.
More than that, maybe.
So of course, we have our policies.
Yeah.
So I can give you, store credit.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you cash back, and now we're offering cryptocurrency returns too.
All right, cash back, bro.
What do you want?
Run the phone.
You want cash, please?
Yes.
Okay, so cash with all of these combined and I see that you brought your PS4 here too. I'm gonna be able to give you $2.37.
And that's GameStop. And that's how much the stocks cost when all those people bought them and making money.
I want you to know that the amount of time that I took is how much time they take with 2 games.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I really started saying it because they dead ass be doing that. They really be taking a long time
for that whole thing just to give you $3 back.
No,
Fuck
wait.
you,
I hate it when they did this. They'd be like, did you like it?
Again, they gotta read the book too. Put that shit away. You can read it later.
Are you gonna pre-order the new one?
Yeah, they wouldn't be having conversations with you in GameStop. Leave me.
Oh, cool. Are you gonna? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's $3.
Nah, we definitely did not buy GameStop stock.
I should have.
I
knew about it last week.
Had we been paying attention to Reddit, we would have.
I knew about it last week, but what stock am I gonna buy?
You should have bought like $50 of stock.
Man, we would have been eating good tonight. Some lobster. Shit.
Yo, imagine if you told Kane he bought like $50 of stock.
Lobster.
We would have been selling that shit, paying off student loans like all those other people. They said
people paying off houses.
Lyme disease shits. Somebody's mom had Lyme disease. They paid off her fucking shits, her medical shits.
Wow.
I was like, Lyme disease.
Also, that's another thing about the middle class that just came back to my mind. Medical debt and credit card debt. That's part of the reason that the middle class, when they say the middle class is shrinking, the debt that people had back in the 80s, not the 80s as much, but like the 60s, whatever, like that, it was house debt. So it's just like, of course you're gonna have house. Nobody has that much money to just straight up buy a house. Our debt doesn't build us wealth. Our debt is credit card debt, is student loan debt, is medical debt. That doesn't build us wealth. It just snatches money. It's just snatch from us.
Facts. It's your stove breaking a week before Christmas and having to put it on a credit card.
Right, or your dryer suddenly breaking, or your washer suddenly. It's like, that's the hollow middle class. Like.
I heard the trauma in that.
Yo, but it's real.
I heard it. She said it with trauma in her voice.
Okay,
man.
yeah, but
also I wrote Wall Street Bros are big mad and GameStop and AMC.
Yes,
2 separate things. Oh,
but
lastly,
it is true.
There's been no baby boom in this pandemic. It's a baby bust. People are not busting in women this time.
Yeah, they're not shooting clubs up. People not busting it open for the babies. They just busting it open
challenge
regular.
is just busting it at home by themselves.
They said bust it open with a condom.
Because I can't afford no kid.
I mean, I don't know. I think people should, you know, when we start the revolution, I think the first non-government institution that we should dismantle is CNBC. Because they are like the logical leaps, the steps they take to get to their conclusions is mind-boggling to me. Like, they'd be like, oh, what do you mean that poor people have brains and don't just mindlessly fuck and have kids and actually think about, you know, like family planning sometimes, or like what do you mean? What do you mean they're home? What do you mean they're not just fucking like animals? Like
yes, because the one thing you want when you're trapped at home with somebody is a baby neither of you can afford.
And the other thing you want is a 9-month-long medical condition that could easily kill you, and at the end of which you must go, basically, not must, but most people could go to most people end up going to the hospital at the end of that situation, and it's usually they have people with them. And it's a pandemic, so in fact, you will be alone. And then if you're somebody like, you know, black, for instance, and you're having a baby, you know, they like for you to die, you know. And they like to do weird shit and take your kid when you're saying, no, leave, stop. Because you don't have anyone there with you to advocate because it's a fucking pandemic. And nobody's trying to do that shit. They're like living in an imaginary world. Like, I'm like, who had the money to have kids before this? Now half of us don't have jobs. We're starving. People can't.
Me, no job. We don't all also live together. Like,
no job.
Like,
no
before COVID, you could maybe travel somewhere, have some unprotected sex, a baby. You could go to the club, unprotected sex, a baby. No condom break, a baby. Now you ain't traveling to, like, for real to go get some strange.
No universal health care. So the baby when it comes up
don't get strange, because you'll get that strange COVID.
Yeah.
The baby might have a disease. And
imagine getting COVID and getting pregnant at the same time. Like, you go over to a homie's house and you get some.
And what are the effects of COVID on pregnant women? We don't know what the effects on the fetus are.
I just read an article as we were starting the show that the WHO is now recommending pregnant women don't get the vaccine. And a lot of doctors were already saying don't get it because they don't test things on pregnant women. But there were a few women that got pregnant throughout the testing phase of the vaccine that were like their babies were born safely. And now they're saying don't get it when you're pregnant. So doubly fucked if you get pregnant, shit, go to work. No. Stay at home, bitch. Go be double poor. Better hope your baby daddy can work 80 hours a week.
Or is rich.
Or if he's rich, you ain't worrying.
If he's rich, you're fine. Because like, and then if you have a pregnancy that's not just easy, like if you're gonna have a hard pregnancy anyway,
man, why the fuck would you have a baby? In conclusion, that's why, like Malaysia said, cancel MSNBC, cancel CNN.
CNBC needs to go. Fox Business also. If it's about economics, they gotta get out of it. They're like, bruh, I've never seen CNBC post an article that I wanted to read because it seemed like a good article. Like, they posted articles that I wanted to read because I'm like, oh, I need to see this.
Facts. Them two, CNBC and Fox Business. No, MSNBC. Those two are the main two contributors of horrible articles because they both do the millennial, like, this is how much you spend in a month. Cancel both of them. I think that's all we had. I think. I feel like there's something I'm missing, but I can't remember.
Yeah, well,
we covered a lot. It's been a long time. It's 10:11.
Facts. We've been on here.
Do you know where your children are?
Like an hour and a half.
Non-existent because niggas ain't having kids.
Facts. You know where your children are?
They don't.
In the condom.
What kids? In the trash.
What kids?
Down the toilet.
Don't flush condoms down the toilet. Thanks, guys. This has been episode 25.
I thought he meant like just eat in the toilet.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't drop it. Ew. In the toilet?
in the toilet.
I think that's actually probably the safest
like,
place to
that
go.
seems like the cleanest
I would
place.
say,
I don't know.
if you were to,
Explain me.
Just
No,
I don't know
I
that
think we
that
just,
This is
maybe don't
embarrassing.
sign off.
Are you not
just yet.
embarrassed?
Yeah, I want people to know what is wrong with you.
This is embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.